Hi, this is Donnie312, and I thought I'd play some Binding of Isaac while I talk to you about a movie I just watched. It was really good, and let's get to it. I just got done watching this movie that is a musical called The Devils Carnival. It is a very good movie. I'm surprised I have never heard of it before. That is the kind of stuff I'm into. I love musicals and things. But basically it was sort of 3 short stories told in the span of about an hour long. But it's 3 short stories that are honest, they're real tales. Like, if you looked them up online, you could find like millions of versions of them. Because they're just, well, we found a wow. Oh, if only I had more than 2 hearts. If only collecting hearts meant that, like, that was your added to your life bar. Oh well. But back to my explanation. They're real stories. Like, you can look them up online. One of them's my personal favorite, the scorpion and the in their version it's the scorpion and the frog. I always heard it scorpion and the goose. But they're beautiful stories, and although they all end in tragedy and death, they're really good. Oh, I might make it to level 2, guys. Back to my explanation. In the movie, there are 3 characters, each representing a different, I guess they're calling it sin. But, you have, I think his name, I don't remember their names exactly. I know one was the father who had lost his son. Another was a woman who, she was a thief and she coveted like items of wealth and stuff. I'm gonna turn off the noise. But there was the thief, and then there was a young girl who, she really didn't do anything wrong in her life. She was very pious. Her only fault is she trusted bad people. Which is sort of me in a nutshell. I'm always trusting the wrong people. But each of the characters is a representation of a story. For the father, I'll go in descending order. For the thief, it is The Dog and a Bone, which, if you haven't heard that story, it is a very good story. It's about a dog who is walking near a river, and he's carrying a bone. And he looks down and he sees his reflection, and in his reflection there is a dog, and he sees the dog himself with a bone. And he thinks, oh no, that dog has a better bone than I do. So what does he do? He opens his mouth and he drops his own bone. And in the movie, she is a very pious person, so they make this whole, we have this big diamond, and if you win our competition, then you can take home the diamond. Which turns out it's really good. But the song, it's my personal favorite, one of my personal favorites in the whole movie. The song is Beautiful Stranger. Don't know who sings it. I just know it's, like I said, it's my personal favorite in the entire movie. It's beautiful. If you haven't heard it, look it up on YouTube. Then after the covetous thief comes the pietous girl, whose name I don't remember. But her story is the scorpion and the frog. And if you've never heard that story, I can tell you it off my heart, after my memory. The scorpion and the frog is about the scorpion who wants to get across this river. But in order to do that, he has to enlist the help of a frog. And the frog's worried that while he's crossing the river with the scorpion will sting him. But the scorpion goes to the frog and says, no, 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 I won't. Why would I sting you? If I stung you, I would die. So the frog says, alright, I'll take you across the river, but you have to promise not to sting me. So the frog climbs on top of the scorpion climbs on top of the frog, and the frog starts to swim across. Well, about halfway through the river, the scorpion stings the frog. When they get across, the frog says, but you promised that you wouldn't sting me. Why did you sting me? And the scorpion says, because it was in my nature. Now, like I said, I've always heard it, I've always heard the version where it's the scorpion and the geese. I have rarely heard this version of the story, but it's still good either way. But in the book, or in the movie, the girl finds a boy who's trapped in this cage. So she releases the boy and follows him around. Oh no, oh no. And if anybody could tell me why why my tears are yellow, I would appreciate that. But back to the story. So she follows the boy around, and it turns out he's a knife thrower. And he's about to perform a show, but he needs a person to do it, to do the have knives thrown at you. And I guess somehow she gets tied up into it. And her question is, but how can I trust that your knives won't hurt me? How can I trust that you won't accidentally hit me? And he says, because my act would die without you. In the end, she really does die. He does hit her, and it ends just like the scorpion and the fly does, with the innocent bystander who'd only wanted to help dead. That screwed me. And then the last story I had never heard of. I couldn't tell you the whole thing about it, but the last story was The Devil and His Due. And like I said, I'd never heard of it before today. But what I got out of it was a man who was very lustful in his ways decides that he doesn't want his son anymore. And well, I may have died, but we're gonna keep going. But he decides he doesn't want his son anymore, so his son goes missing, and then he realizes, oh no, I really do want my son. So he starts to look after him, or look for him, and he does all of these horrible deeds on the way of looking for his son. While looking for his son, I guess he dies, and he meets the devil, who says, I'm sorry, your son died in a horrible way, but I can help you. Or honestly, I really don't know. But the whole movie is really good. I really suggest it. And like I said, my favorite song has got to be between Beautiful Strangers And the final song, which you have to wait till the end of the whole movie to hear, which is called I Drown in My Dream, or Every Time I Fall Asleep I Drown, or something like that. But it is really beautiful, and both of those singers did a really amazing job. But I figured I would let you know what I have been doing with myself today, besides playing South Park, which if I had on the computer I would do a Let's Play of it, but I only have it on PlayStation and I don't know how to record on my PlayStation. But I have been Donnie312. This has been The Binding of Isaac, and my description of the Devil's Circus, or Carnival, Devil's Carnival. So until next time, see ya.